What's good with y'all, man? It is your boy Ty and the Random Man, back with another video. Today's title of this video is going to be overcoming mental obstacles. As you see in the background, I got some workout clips. I'm not showing the face today, y'all. I'm going to try different things out on this channel, different formats. But I want to get into overcoming mental obstacles, y'all. Now, guys, a lot of our problems that we face as men, a lot of our issues, it's really all mental at the end of the day. It really starts in your mind first. Certain things that we allow to get to us, certain things that we allow to break us down, emotionally, it starts first in the mind. It's very crucial that when you're on retention, one of the main things that you're trying to do is to kind of control how you think. Control your thoughts, being able to filter out the bad thoughts, being able to recognize the bad thoughts, being able to bring those thoughts into subjugation and not let them control us. Every thought that we get is not ours. Thoughts are like bubbles floating in the air, invisible bubbles that you can't see. We are just the transmitters of those thoughts. We receive those thoughts, we pick up those thoughts, but just because we may get a thought of negativity or we may get a thought of feeling low, that's not always coming from us. That's not always coming from our own minds. These are just certain things that we're picking up. And it's very crucial that we recognize these feelings, that we recognize when this heaviness comes upon us, and we do whatever we can to stamp it out. As men in this day and age, we don't have the luxury of complaining and making excuses for our downfalls or making excuses for our fallbacks. At the end of the day, we have to pick ourselves back up and continue moving. We have to pick ourselves back up and continue, treading through the waters, being able to overcome and persevere through those obstacles. And those mental obstacles can really slow us down. It can really halt us. It can really cause us to get stagnated. And it's our due diligence to be able to recognize those issues and be able to handle them. It's not a sin as a man to vent to somebody, to open up to somebody, to let them know how you're feeling. It's never good to keep a lot of things bottled up inside of you. And when you're on retention, what begins to happen is those repressed emotions, those repressed feelings, when you're using porn to try to numb those feelings or to try to numb those emotions, all you're doing is doing yourself a disservice in the end. All you're doing is just halting your own personal growth, your own personal development. So when you're on retention, man, it's not going to get easy. They make it seem like you get on this journey, you start doing this, you start getting disciplined, you start retaining, that something's magically just going to change. Guys, I'm here to tell you, sadly, that's not the case. That's why a lot of people who end up getting on this journey, they end up stop doing it because they're looking for something to magically change. They're looking for that miracle, but sadly, that's not the case, guys. In life, you have to work for things, yo. Nothing's gonna come easy for you, and if something does come easy for you, more than likely it's not good for you. But anything that's of substance, anything that's gonna have any merit in the long run, you have to work for it. You have to put in the work. You gotta put in the blood, sweat, and the tears. You gotta put in the hard days where you feel like you just want to fold, but you gotta keep going. And I can say this because I experienced all of this firsthand. I've been through these days. I've been through those thoughts. I've been through those mental obstacles. And it's not pretty. Change is never pretty. When a caterpillar goes into that cocoon state, it don't look pretty. It's an ugly process. But when you manage to stick it through, when you're able to keep that discipline and keep that perseverance and keep that ambition and keep, striving and making those strides to get better and to become better, it ends up becoming something beautiful in the end. And then you end up reaping the rewards of it. And the Most High sees this and he acknowledges this. And he will favor you and bless you because of this. Life is not easy, but we don't also have to make life a lot harder than what it already is. We don't have to make life more difficult than what it already has to be. We can make our situation so much more simpler. And it starts with changing our perception on things, changing how we look at things, changing our perspective and how we view things in life. I always say and I always recommend a lot of men should go through a period when they're just to themselves, you will find that those are the most peaceful moments in your life. Those are the most tranquil moments that you will probably ever get. Because as men, naturally, some of us, we've really been alone. You know, that's kind of a reality for a lot of men. And in those moments, it allows us to, become something great. It allows us to become introspective and really get to know ourselves. A rock doesn't become a diamond just because it's a rock. No, it has to go under pressure. It has to be under, some stress. It has to go through through a process. But once you go through that process, once you're able to stick it out, like I said, it becomes something beautiful, man. So my message to all men is to find a hobby, find something to keep you busy. Either find something to keep you, busy physically where you can get that energy out physically, or find something creatively where you can get that energy out mentally. But you should be testing and strengthening and, lifting those two brain muscles constantly, staying busy, keeping yourself productive. That's what's really going to help you overcome those mental obstacles. When you on semen retention, you can't get a quick dopamine rush from porn. You're not looking at that no more. So you got to find other things to do. You got to find other things to accomplish and certain goals to get done so you can get that natural dopamine boost. Waking up, doing a cold plunge, going for a run. These things produce natural dopamine releases in men, and it's healthy. It allows us to be more masculine and more comfortable in our skin because we're getting things done. I'm still working on this myself, but I just want to give these words of encouragement. Y'all, hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'm out.